Hearts 4 is full of what-if questions. What if Germany won World War I? What if Germany lost World War I? What if Germany won World War II? What if you went outside? One of these questions won't be answered today, because we're in the brand new Hearts 4 DLC, where we're checking out another old history branch of the German focus tree, which means yes, he's going. Because yes, today we are going down the German communist path, specifically the legacy of the Spartacus League, which has some pretty interesting gameplay features. But obviously first to get there, we're gonna have to do a bit of a revolution, let's just say. So I actually found a really quick way to actually beat the Civil War. Just actually delete the entire army before it kicks off, and then recruit some new units literally as soon as it starts. Spam them out, and yeah, the AI just doesn't have enough troops, you can walk over them. And boom, there you go. Easy peasy. And yeah, of course, we won't be keeping these guys around. Okay, now we're moving on down to the Proletarian Revolution. We need a heck of a lot of PP this run, so we gotta make sure that we're maximizing and getting as many people as we can to boost that up, because believe me when I say it's going to be a very PP intensive game. I also want to set up our spy agency too. That's going to come in handy a lot. Okay, so we're on a ticking time bomb of a revolution currently, where we will go into a civil war if we aren't flipping as quickly as we can. So we need to get up to 50%, which we're currently at 40%, so gotta get a move on. Yeah, it's going to absolutely tank our stability. That is the bad part about all of this, but it needs to be done. There we go. Did enough of the decisions on the map that we've got up to 51%, and we can do the People's Victory, which will now flip us to communist, and we get two choices: Spartacus League or the Proletarian Dictatorship. We definitely want to go Spartacus League. Okay, now we get a choice of leaders once we go down Spartacus League, and that is either Heinrich Brandler or Ernst Fuhrmann, and we're going to keep Fuhrmann because of his political power game, but believe me when I say, I really want those economic buffs. There you go. We're also going to get this guy as well, get another extra 10% on our political power gain. We're already up to 1.41 right now, which is very nice. Okay, we're going down our focus tree now, and we're liberating Austria from their capitalist overlords, aka themselves. And we're really going to try not to actually get involved in any more direct conflicts like this as far as we can try. Instead, the Spartacus League has a very unique mechanic that we'll go into a bit more in depth later, but let's just say there's going to be quite a few revolutions across Europe. There you go. We could just immediately annex Austria, but I think it's more fitting that we get them puppeted for now. Now, I have these fun little decisions all stacked up, and you can probably see why I did put out the fact we're going to need a lot of PP this game. When I actually click one of these, it will send an event over to Poland. They'll get to say whether or not they want to actually allow us into their political influence sphere or not. They've said no this time. Now, they said no, which won't always happen, but when it does, and this will probably be the only, hopefully, other conflict we will go in on anyone, because we really need to get Poland straight away. But I've held the decision just until my troops are on the border. Now we've got our war goal. We're going to declare on them immediately. We held it just so they didn't get guaranteed by the Allies. And now we're going to take out Poland. We won't be doing this for everyone. In fact, we're now going to go ahead and send one over to the Czechs as well, and see if they say yes. If they say no, it doesn't actually matter, because we can send it again later. There you go. The Czechs have allowed us to influence their government, which is good. They're going to slowly start communist now. When they get to 40%, they'll actually go into a civil war. There we go. We're just going to keep liberating the world, not all through fighting directly. Like I said, we really want to get this done peacefully. I've sent over the same little decision to the Dutch, and the Belgians both have accepted, and we're going to help them out as well by sending our spies over. Well, as soon as I get them out of a Czech prison. Okay, I sent my guy to go free all my agents, and then he got captured whilst doing the mission. Okay, we're getting pretty close in the Czechs right now. We're up to 32% already, actually, which is, yeah, it's getting there. It's not as fast as, you know, you'd expect it to be or hope it to be. Oh, okay, there you go. They actually just popped out right there. We can send them volunteers, but I'm going to wait until I do the Proletarian Legion, because that will actually give us a few more volunteers we can send over. There you go. I've won the Civil War, my volunteers, for them. They have now flipped completely to communist, and I get the demand subjugation of the Czech People's Republic decision. And I'm going to click it. They accept it, and they are now my puppet. Already, we have got quite a bit of land. And again, we're going to try to stay out the fray as much as we can, but the AI is going ahistorical because obviously I have diverted from the path as well, and they change depending on what I do, and the British have allied with the Ethiopians and lost their empire, which is, that's an interesting move. Okay, now we have gone ahead and got our puppets, but we can make them even better by setting up the Volkskommissariat, which is a unique little government puppet type that we can install in all of our puppets, and we're going to do just that. Oh, again, by the way, remember, a lot of PP is needed this game. Oh, now the Dutch actually just flipped their government without me actually getting a civil war in them, which is good. We can still demand the subjugation of them, which is great. Otherwise, this would be a little bit awkward if they just ended up joining like the Comintern or something. But our Volkskommissariats are being set up. I now have these beautiful red puppets all over the map except Ukraine. Apparently, they felt like being special. There we go. The Dutch accepted, so we're going to establish a Volkskommissariat in them as well. Okay, so I went down our folks over here to get a defense treaty with the Soviets. They want to do it, but we need to replace Foreman, and I'm actually kind of on board. Foreman only gives us 10% political power gain, and the rest of his stuff isn't that great, honestly. The only downside to this guy is obviously the production efficiency growth, but I don't think it's going to matter too much anyway, so I'm going to replace him and start getting that even more political power gain, because we have a lot more political power stuff we need to do. Okay, so I actually got called into the Belgian Civil War that kicked off there, because they immediately joined my faction. I helped them out, take them down, and I also puppeted the Congo, so we're already down here in Africa. Because yes, our scope for revolutions will definitely reach far outside of Europe. That's weird as well. Italy actually flipped the communists on their own, but they're allied with the British, the communist side that is, so I'm not sure of the logistics of this one. Okay, so I did have to annex Austria. That way we can demand the subjugation of Hungary and Yugoslavia because they have to be on our border. So we'll have to annex a few of these guys as we move further over here, which is now actually a lot easier because I've gone down my focus to the part where we can integrate our Volkskommissariats. We don't want to integrate them all, just the ones that will allow us to expand further in. So we'll go ahead and get rid of Denmark. Oh yeah, also Italy just completely exploded. Not really that upset about it, though. Okay, we just had 3 civil wars kick off at once. We got the Bulgarian, the Swedish, and the Finnish one, and also the Norwegian one, actually, I didn't even realize. And I just finished the Romanian one, so we are already cementing our hold over Europe. Oh, man. Okay, the Portuguese rose up in their communist revolution, and they are stuck over here in the Azores, which that's not very helpful, guys. And the same things happened to the Greeks. The communists have taken over, and then the government just stuck on these stupid islands. Worst part as well, I can't even join in because world tension is at 35%. Nothing is happening. Okay, we're going to do ourselves a favor. We're going to raise world tension up. We're going to do that by invading Italy. Obviously, I said I didn't really want to get into too many fights or wars here, but we kind of have no choice. I need world tension to be a little bit higher, and also the Italians are just kind of free for the picking because they're in their own faction now. Now, our influence and meddling in world affairs actually goes past just Europe as well. We can now start getting some revolutions going in South America and the Middle East. Okay, we're going in on the Italians, not really caring about them sending troops over to the Balkans. Just gonna let my puppets deal with that. And also the benefit of this is everyone that was actually still in their civil wars, they will join the Italians faction now, so we can just deal with them all at once, including Portugal. And I only still have to capitulate the Italians to get a peace deal. There you go. That is pretty damn nice. I've also taken land adjacent in the peace deals as well, just so that I could go ahead and also puppet them immediately. There you go. I helped out in the communist revolutions of the Middle East. We've got Saudis, we've got the Iraqis, and the Iranians, although those two did join the Comintern, not that it really matters. And now we're working on Turkey, who I really hope joins my faction, though. Oh yeah, we can also do like these colonial rise-up things, kind of like the Ethiopian one, I imagine, in the British colonies. So I'm going to get to work on that as well and see if it leads to anything. Much like the Ethiopian one, that I don't think, unless you super micromanage this, is going to be worth any of our damn time. Oh, I just realized as well, we are up to 750 factories now. That's disgusting. Absolutely gross. Okay, you know, as much as I want to keep all these puppets around, I think sitting at almost 1,000 factories at this point, we really don't need them. And my decision tab is getting very, very full. And I want to, you gonna get rid of this lot, just so I can now focus on infiltrating South America and not have too much on my plate. It's obviously gonna lower our factory count by a whole bunch, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Plus, as soon as we actually get the compliance up in these states, which I do get modifiers for, it should make it, we should get all the factories back anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Like I have mentioned, there is quite a lot of PP needed for this, and I have a ridiculous amount of decisions, so like I said, I'm just gonna start integrating the rest of these guys. But look how nice that looks. My giant empire, it's not an empire, my giant free people, my absolutely ridiculous amount of factories that I can't even do anything with now, really, until I get my commercial nuclear reactors, and I'm gonna pop them down everywhere. Oh, interesting. Okay, even though Iraq and Iran are both in the Soviet faction, I can still demand their subjugation, so I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. Our commercial reactors are done researching, and we're just gonna stick these suckers down everywhere. Okay, that was bizarre. I did Iran, no problem. They actually flipped to me, but then I did Iraq, and they actually said no, but it still flipped them anyway, and now I just have a war goal on them. I'm not too sure about this. Forgot that I need so much political power. I mean, realistically, I don't at this point. We have enough that we could definitely be done, but I'm not done. I want more. I mean, I want the revolution to grow larger. Oh, Communist China just declared on Tibet. I think someone needs to tell Communist China that I don't think they're going to reach Tibet. Although they did join the British Empire's faction, which, I feel like they've got plenty on their plate already, actually. Yeah, I do love the fact, I think France has just been sat there the entire game. I should probably just go in on them, I'm gonna be real, because I need Luxembourg anyway, and I can't actually flip Luxembourg no matter what I do. Every time I go over 40, they obviously can't have a civil war, so scratch that, I guess. I actually managed to just boost them enough with my spies. That flipped them over the edge, which means I guess I no longer need to go in on France, but they're kind of just sitting there for free, so I might as well go in, right? All right, we're going for hegemony over Europe now, which is going to give us war goals on Britain, France, and we'll cancel our guarantee with the Soviets and our non-aggression pact, which, yeah, I'm not too worried about that, honestly. I think I might take them out as well. Okay, France, you kind of just been sat there AFK the whole game. Will this be hard? Let's find out. Well, I guess, surprisingly to no one, the answer is no, not quite. And there they go. Okay, now we are going to have to take the UK down as well, because we get the Greater German Proletarian State, but we do need to own all of Britain, which we currently don't own all of Britain. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit complicated, though, because for some reason... For some unknown reason, Stalin joined the Allies. Now, I guess potentially, if the fight with Japan ends pretty suddenly, he might leave. But for now, it is something we have to worry about. Okay, I got an idea. We're going to go ahead and do Strike at the Rising Sun, which will give us a war goal on the Japanese. Then we're going to go ahead, take them down, and hope that dislodges this alliance, which I am not a fan of. Well, I guess if that doesn't work, we will be going to have to deal with both the Soviets and the UK. And hopefully no one else that joins that faction. Oh, Japan sure had one heck of a party waiting for me. Oh, Japan's actually crazy. They got like 100+ divisions just hanging out in the home islands, which it does make sense. They got kicked out of China a while back and they got no convoys. I was wondering why my submarines were doing nothing over here. It's fine. That does mean I can finally go ahead and get on to war production and finally finish my industry tree. After letting the Japanese tire themselves out on me, I've pushed through. A bunch of their army is now just hanging out, stuck on this damn island, and we're just going to go ahead and capitulate them. I don't think we're going to be able to get too much here. Actually, we're up to 64% participation. Might be able to get a little bit, but you know, they are fighting a lot of other people, and I think it's a separate war, so they're probably going to have a lot of points too. Oh, hold on. Okay, 1 second. I just realized what the AI did that. Okay, I got all of Japan. I got a puppet down on them, but they left Japan in South Korea. Well done, guys. Okay, now Soviets are fighting the Chinese now with the British. So once that is over as well, they will find out if they're gonna leave this cursed alliance. If not, well, we already know what we gotta do. Yeah, I'm also not gonna help them with that either. I'm just gonna go ahead and get prepared on the front lines. Oh, Well, the Soviets just declared on the puppet I released so that I didn't have to bother fighting them down there, which is good news for me because there's nobody on their front line. Now remember, they're claiming the AI is smarter this patch. Way smarter. Really gotta hope the UK doesn't like naval invade me down in the Med or anything. I've got a whole bunch of submarines though, that's it for now. I guess I'll have to spam out some units just to hold on, but we're going in. Oh no, sorry, that's my bad. The Soviet units are there, they're just invisible. Really weird because I can like see them here, but you know, everywhere else, apparently my guys are just fighting their demons. I mean, it would be nice to be able to see the Soviet troops and whatnot, but I don't think it matters too much, really. Oh, you kidding me? I have to go capitulate Chile. I have... Oh, actually, I mean, technically, as long as no one else joins, we should be fine, because Argentina's in their own little alliance thing, so I could just get access through them, but it looks like they're going to finish off Chile anyway. Just really hope no one else does join. UK is actually being kind of cringe, so I'm just going to level it quickly and replace it with a car park. Oh, Soviets capitulated pretty quickly, even if their army was invisible. I guess we'll go find out how many troops the UK actually has, or if my schizophrenia is acting up. That's more than I realized. Oh lord, my game definitely be chonking at this point. It's struggling. I'm down in South America too before I launch my invasion of the UK. Weirdly though, they went into their civil war, flipped communist, but then the other side of the civil war didn't actually go to war, it didn't turn into a civil war, and they also flipped communist. So now we have two communist Argentinas down here, aka not my problem. Okay, Chile capitulated. That means it is just the British Empire left, and we can form our new little nation. Do we realistically even want to own this land after what the hell I just did to it? I don't think I'd want to own it. Oh, yeah, funny thing is, I didn't even do anything to Birmingham. Just looks like that anyway. And we are going in to finally put an end to this alliance of cringe. I was about to say, that's actually incredibly easy, but I did also just raise the entire state down to nuclear hellfire. Well, it's going to be kind of cursed on the peace deal though, because the Chinese have been fighting this whole damn time, and look at that, they got 27% war participation. I mean, I don't really care too much about holding all the Soviet land, but I definitely need to make sure I get all of the British stuff so I can form my stupid nation. Okay, the Brits had like 0% war support, so they fell almost immediately after I passed the middle of the country there. Yeah, I did not care for that peace deal, for taking all the land that I didn't need. I just clicked all on the Soviets and took the British Isles, most of the British Isles, I may add, forgot the Isle of Man, and then I kind of just left everything up to China. China now has a global spanning empire. Thankfully, I don't need the Isle of Man to hit my thing, so we can just do that. Boom, we are now the... what the hell are we? Greater German proletarian state. And does that actually give me cores on this stuff as well? Because that'd be kind of cool if it doesn't even give me cores on this stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be realistic, it really doesn't matter if we get cores on stuff or not, because... oh wait, no, we do get cores on it. I just have to wait for it to update. Okay, so we get cores on all of like Western Europe, looks like. I don't think... do we get anything on Eastern Europe? No, we don't get anything on Eastern Europe. It's just all of Western Europe we got, which is actually pretty good, but I was going to say it doesn't really matter because our compliance growth is so insane. You don't even notice. Yeah, I'm just casually sitting here, 2,000 factories, and I could go even higher. We haven't even got the compliance up on the Soviets yet, so this thing could go so much higher. But yeah, I think that's probably where we're going to leave it off today. That was a absolutely insane path. We have so much stuff everywhere. It's insane how overpowered this path actually is. And the thing is, too, you can just keep going. Like, you could go all through South America, too. I just got Brazil over there, and I could even probably integrate them as well, because I do actually own the land over here, and that's all it takes for you to be able to actually demand the puppet on them, is to be on their border, which, you know, is pretty easy to get around. But the Spartacus path is most certainly ridiculously overpowered, which you'd kind of expect given the trajectory that was kind of laid down with the last DLC and South America. But yeah, this is insane. I don't know why you'd ever really go the right side over here, the other communist path. I'm gonna be keeping it real with you unless a whole bunch of this is shared, but even still, the Spartacus stuff is just, it's insane. I absolutely 100% recommend you give it a go because it is one hell of a power trip, I'll tell you that much. I think it's more fun as well if you play it like I did, where you don't really get involved, at least not until the very end, you know, when I'm dropping thermonuclear bombs on everyone, and you play it, you know, the Diplo game and the intelligence with the volunteers. It's definitely more fun than just conquering the world, and then obviously in return you get to conquer all the world. But yes, little Timothy, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe down below. There's plenty more to see on the channel, I hope, and we're still getting through all these paths and there are still so many to go. So yeah, I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.